But hey, moving on to topic number 4 tonight. And like I said, hey, we are moving on like a freight train tonight. You are only getting Coach Perry's takes tonight. This is the coach's special. The shot caller, Pat Flaherty, is out on assignment at the Red Sox game, but he will be back next week and giving us some hot takes, obviously. But hey, is that the Red Sox game live? Is that Pat? Some of Pat's video there, producer Ben? Oh, beautiful. So this is some live footage from the shot caller, Pat Flaherty, our other co-host at the Red Sox game, showing you a little shot of the outfield here in the bleachers. And like I said, not a game that I know I wouldn't want to be at the moment because the Red Sox are getting hammered. And I know Pat said he was going to refuse to tweet anymore at this point because it was just such a rough game, and I don't blame him at all. But, man, definitely some great fan cam footage there from the shot caller, Pat Flaherty, at the Red Sox ALCS championship game with the Houston Astros. So, hey, if you're new to this show, give us a subscribe, give us a like here. Comeback Sports, the most interactive sports show on the web right now, the interweb, let's call it. So, hey, give us a follow here, give us a like, give us a comment, let us know what you think, and give us your opinion on any of these topics. But let's move on tonight. Like I said, the freight train rolls on, the Lane train. We talked about him in topic number 1, but we're going to talk about the Finns right now. And we're not, well, actually, yeah, the Dolphins versus Jacksonville. And that was the NFL London game that was just this past weekend. And that's topic number 4. Man, and it seems like NFL London is just expanding more and more year after year. A couple years ago, they just had 1 game. Now they're doing 2 games in London, back-to-back weekends. And then this just past weekend, we had the Miami Dolphins versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm telling you, I knew you were going to bring it up, producer Ben, and I absolutely love it. You got George Russell and Alex Albon at the game sporting the Miami Dolphins jerseys with their numbers on it. Current F1 drivers, obviously, for 2022 for Mercedes and for Williams. But I'm telling you, these London games, they draw the big names like you're seeing there. And in London, I think this is a hot ticket right now. I think the NFL is a growing market in Europe, and it's something that we're going to talk about more on this show, especially when the shot caller, Pat Flaherty, comes back. We're going to talk about more about how the NFL is growing its market in Europe and, whether or not they should even bring back NFL Europe at this point because they keep expanding more and more games over to overseas, two in London this year, and they're thinking about adding another one in Germany next year. So it's definitely questions that we've got. And, I think the people that have the most questions are these players in the NFL because they keep thinking, hey, we're giving up a home game, some of us, and we've got to travel overseas. And I'm telling you, that's a long flight for an NFL player. And then having to get off the plane, get adjusted to the time change, and then get on the field and play. But I'll tell you what, it was an exciting game that the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars put out there for the fans in London, with the Jacksonville Jaguars pulling off their first win of the year. Their first win in the Urban Meyer era, too. And so that is huge, especially for Urban Meyer after all the distractions he's had most recently in his program at Jacksonville. So I know that is one happy guy, one happy coach to get off the snide and get the win there. And I think Trevor Lawrence as well. That's a guy that is, not used to losing at all, not used to losing in high school or college. And then to have, his NFL career start with a bunch of losses. Cheers to Trevor Lawrence for playing a great game in London and driving his team to get that first win. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars did look pretty good. Miami Dolphins kind of struggled through that game. And rumor has it that we might be seeing the Miami Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson this week. So that could be breaking news anytime at this point now. And I don't blame them. I do think their offense is struggling a little bit right now. The team, I believe, is 1-5. They just lost to arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I don't know, man. It's a struggle time for Miami. But I'm telling you what, here in New England, we are not going to cry tears for them. We're going to enjoy it at this point. We've got our own struggles with our own rookie quarterback to deal with right now at this point. So I don't know. We'll deal with that going forward. But I'm telling you what, these London games are really a great product that the NFL has been putting out to this European fan group. And I think it's going to continue to grow. And like I said, we've really got to bring up the discussion of should NFL Europe come back at this point so you can kind of keep the NFL teams at home and still have a growing NFL football market in Europe to be able to grow fan base and grow money, because we all know that's what the NFL is doing here, is trying to grow their fan base to grow their pockets. But let's move on to topic number 5 tonight.